Good afternoon. This is Adamara. Hope you guys enjoyed my show earlier. I'm eating hot dogs. They made hot dogs, right? Oh, your book is sick, I know. It's a sick book. I can show you guys one more snippet and that's it. In volume 1 and volume 2, and that's it, guys. Sorry, my camera was upside down. And you guys didn't some of the words you didn't see as well, so I'll make sure this time you see it better, but I'll put my phone on widescreen, right? Alright, just how do you do, man? Your book is sick. I don't know. It's a gift I have. I have the heavenly gift. I have the heavenly gift, guys. So you do give hints about volume 3. Yes, I do. The faces in the sky. Eretat marking the lands. And that final scene when they say their last goodbyes at Eli's house. Obviously, and what? And like Takius is like, you guys have my back, right? And Takius is like, yeah, we'll be there, we'll fight right beside you. That gives you hints of what the crazy shit happening in volume. Volume 3 is when the crazy shit happens, man. That's when it gets deep and dark. I won't spoil story for you. Yeah. That's why it's my favorite, but you can argue volume 2 is better. Depending on the hits you right now. Alright, you got some balls to say your book is better than Lord of the Rings. When you guys read sessions in my book, and all you book nerds, you read Lord of the Rings, what stories find entertaining when you read it? Be honest. Xanus is. Xanus is a more entertaining reader. There you go. Full. 3 hot dogs. 3 big jumbo hot dogs, right? Take the off, I mean, yeah, I'll take today off. I'll show you guys one more snippet of Volume 1 or Volume 2. But after that, I'm not going to show you anymore because I won't spoil my story for you. Oh, I say this is my final time, guys. I mean, it's my final snippet. That's why I have to jump all over the place. That way you guys don't really know what's going on. You guys do have an idea what's going on, but you don't really know what's going on because I didn't show you Volume 3. That's why I'm not showing you Volume 3. Bruh. I don't want to spoil stuff for you. I'm sorry. He's offering, I love your book, I'm saying. The people are waiting for you, Taki. They're waiting for you to lead them, yeah. I love your book. Yeah, my book is sick, bitches. Masterpiece, man. Yeah, man. You guys want me to show you more of the wolf scenes or the human? The human scenes are more entertaining than the wolf scenes, but I showed you the land in chaos, the end of land in chaos. Obviously, but I won't spoil story for you. Sorry. Volume 6, but how dark is Volume 3? It's very dark. Very, very dark. That's why I've been telling you guys for years. Xanus, when you read it, it is a horror fantasy. It's a horror fantasy epic adventure, obviously. It's horror, obviously, when you read Volume 3. It's a horrific fantasy epic adventure. I almost full surfing you. Well, I haven't shown us Volume 3. No, guys, 0. I'm not showing Volume 3. I won't spoil story. Volume 1 and 2, I don't mind showing you a little bit of that. Today's my last day I'm showing you guys stuff. And then what? Volume 3, I don't want to touch it because I don't want to spoil story for you. You'll find when you read my books, I'm sorry. Yeah, your book is a masterpiece, yeah. Masterpiece. Masterpiece, man. Yeah. 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 He's hard. I love you, but my book is sick. It's a sick book. I'll show you guys one more snippet of my book, but this time I'll make sure I'm going to put it on widescreen. That way you see the whole text, obviously. But I mean, because you guys didn't really see, you saw it pretty well. But there's some scenes you didn't really. Yeah, we didn't see it well. Yeah, but I mean, you still got to read the gist of it, right? Yeah, so now you guys know what happens in the end of Volume 1 and the end of Volume 2. The wolves are here. In Volume 2, they're leading to the Getter's Mountains. And that leads into Volume 3 when shit gets real. I don't want to spoil story for you. Yeah. Ivan, is it really a dark happens with Tiger's life of Volume 3? Yeah, it is, man. You'll see that movie book. So dark, some of his southern friends and family members are crying for him. Obviously, that's all I'm going to say. When you read Volume 3, that's how deep and dark it gets. Amen. Ivan, what do you think? What do you think is your greatest scene in the book? Either the thesis scene or the ancestor scenes, and later on in the book, towards the end of the book, the ancestor scenes or the thesis scene. Those are probably the best scenes in the whole book. It's pure. They're probably the thesis scene and the ancestor scenes are just as powerful. They're just as good. It's cinema. It's pure cinema when you read it, man. It's a masterpiece, man. You guys will see. That's why I'm not showing you Volume 3. I haven't shown Volume 3, guys. I can't show you Volume 3. I almost pulled Sophie, man. You'll see when you read the book. Alright, you get some Helm's Deep stuff in your book. Yeah, like Aratak marches with the 20,000 army. So I'm gonna say I won't spoil story for you. Volume 3, I won't spoil story for you. Yeah, man, that's why I book is 6 Masterpiece. Greatest fans don't rate, guys. That's why it's a book worth billions, man. It's a book worth billions. Money, man. Money because I'm the son of God and I have the keys, but it's also the greatest novel ever written. It's a story. It's a story worth billions, man. You know how George Lucas stars is a story worth billions? Yeah, my Harry Potter is a story worth billions. My story is a story worth billions. It's a fucking masterpiece, man. It's a masterpiece, my book. Yeah, man. I'm thinking of a scene I want to show you in Volume 1. I can show you one scene in Volume 1 and one scene in Volume 2. I can show you the scene when Cassius is about to leave the walls to look for Tactius, and I can show you another scene in Volume 2. The chores part, maybe? Those are not as entertaining scenes. I don't want to show you the big scenes in these chapters. I already showed you quite a few of them. I want to stay away from the big scenes. I don't want to spoil story for you in my book, obviously, right? Ivan, the last scene you chose, that's one of your least entertaining scenes. Yeah, that's not even one of my best scenes at all. But it's still entertaining enough to keep you hooked, yeah. The scene with Aratat landing chaos is not one of my most, that's an entertaining scene, but it's not one of my most entertaining scenes, and you were still hooked. Yeah, that was still entertaining. Yeah, those are not even my most entertaining scenes, obviously. But the father, what's wrong? You must be Eli. Those are one of my big scenes, obviously, in the book. The end of Volume 1, the wolves are here. The capture scene when Aratat's like, you weren't my domain. Those are one of my pretty big scenes. There's other scenes, other big scenes, quite a lot of other big scenes I didn't show you. I don't want to spoil story for you. Yeah, everything you showed us, we're hooked reading it. Yeah, even your scenes that are not as entertaining, we're still hooked. Yeah, even my scenes that are not as entertaining, they're still entertaining to keep you hooked and turning the page. That's why my book, when you read it, it's constant entertainment turning the page when you read it. You're just hooked reading it for the binge in 8 hours, man. 10 hours. It's a fucking amazing story, man. It's a masterpiece, man. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to go use the bathroom. I'm going to show you maybe 2 scenes in my book, and that's it, guys. I'm not going to show you guys anymore. Oh, Alright guys, I'm going to show you maybe 2 scenes in my book and that's it guys. I'm not showing you more because I've shown you guys enough. I don't want to spoil the story for you, so I'm sorry. Alright, man, I'm going to make sure the phone is on the right way now guys. Go to my computer. Excuse the noise, we're watching CFL, right? Yeah. Ivan, show us why Takis is in a dungeon. No, I don't want to spoil the story for you guys. You're gonna know why Takis is in a dungeon. Now, there's a scene in Takis and that's very entertaining, but I don't want to spoil the story for you. Okay, I'm just gonna put the phone. The phone should be the right way now, guys. I'm trying to think of a good scene in Volume 1 and Volume 2 I can show you guys. Okay, I'll show you the scene before Tactius. When Tactius wants to leave the walls. Okay, I'll show you the scene when Cassius and his men are about to what? Leave the walls to search for Tactius. This is 22 years later chapter. Okay, I'll show you this part here. I don't know which way's the right way, guys. I mean, okay, you read that. You guys read it. You can pause and read it, and I'll just keep scrolling down. You guys read that. It's widescreen, so you guys should be able to read it now. Pause and read it. This shows how much Cassius cares about Tactius, obviously. And I'll keep scrolling down. You can read it. When you read this, you're going to be hooked. Ivan, is this one of your most entertaining scenes? No, it's not. It's a very entertaining scene, but it's not one of my big scenes in my book, obviously. You can pause and read. This is when they're about to leave the walls to search for Tactius. Read that, guys. And I'll show you this scene here. Pause it and read. And I'll show you. Yeah. And the next scene you guys already read, when Tactius meets Xanus Masterpiece. I already showed you that scene. And that's it, guys. So this is all I'm going to show you for Volume 1. This is Volume 1, guys. When you read this, you're going to be hooked again because my book is sick, obviously. This is one of my pretty entertaining scenes, but it's not the most entertaining scene in my book, obviously, right? I could show you the Tactius or Colonia scene, but if I show you that, you're gonna know about who the spies are in the story. I don't want to spoil the story for you, but I mean, I can show you that scene, but I mean, I'll show you that scene. What the heck? I mean. Okay, this is a bit of a spoiler. You're gonna know who the spies are, and you're gonna know about the. I already told you guys about the sword and the spies, obviously. Yeah, this is a spoiler. So if I show you this, guys, this is one of my big scenes, and this is one of my pretty entertaining scenes in the story. But if I show you this, you're gonna what? It's a spoiler. But I can show you this scene, guys, and after this, I can't show you anymore because I don't want to spoil the story for you guys, man. after today, I can't show you anymore because I don't want to spoil the story for you. This is Tactics of Colonials, which is arguably the best chapter in volume what? In volume, I can show you this scene here. It's a bit of a spoiler, but it's all good. Read this here. And I'll just keep scrolling down. Now you're going to know who the spies are by reading this passage, but it's all good, right? Read that. Pause and read it. This scene's sick. This is one of my entertaining scenes in Tactics of Colonials. And with Tactics of Colonials, you can argue is the best chapter in Volume 2. Bother what's wrong. You can also argue Lithia chapter is better. Show you this. Pause and read it. You see how you get the reaction that cannot be? Yeah, that's the reaction you get, obviously. You can read that, guys. And I'll read that. So this is a bit of a spoiler. Read that. And then I'll show you this part here. And that's it, guys. So now you guys know who the spies are. It's a bit of a spoiler, but I mean, that's all I'm going to show you guys. I don't want to spoil the story for you. I already spoiled enough of the story for you, right? Yeah. When you read that, guys, you're going to be hooked again, obviously, right? And that's it, guys. I'm not showing you anymore. I already spoiled it. Yeah, we know who the spies are. You guys know who the spies are now, obviously. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. Some Sarah? There's a world. Yeah, you guys now have an idea of what's going on in the story, but you still don't really know. I'm jumping all over the place, but I did spoil quite a little bit of the story for you. That's why I'm not showing you guys anymore. Your book is sick. Yeah, when you guys read that, were you hooked and entertained? Yeah, Ivan, yeah. That's one of my pretty entertaining scenes in my book. When you read it, obviously, right? That's why I wrote a masterpiece. I'm not showing you guys anymore, but that's enough. You'll purchase my book and you'll find out what happens in the book when you read it. I don't want to spoil the story for you. I already showed you guys, like, I don't know, a good chunk of scenes in my book, right? But you don't know what's going on because you didn't read Volume 3. That's why I'm not touching Volume 3. I don't want to spoil the story for you. So I gave you guys enough sneak peeks of my book. You guys have a little bit of idea what's going on, but I'm not going to show you guys more. I don't want to spoil the story for you, man. You'll find out. Your book is sick. I know my book is sick. And when you guys read that, were you guys entertained? Y'all, everyone else entertained. Yes. It's Xanus. Everything I show you, you're hooked and you're turning the page. My book is a masterpiece, man. It's a fucking masterpiece. There we go. Greatest fans overwritten, man. No Hameson, yeah. Greatest fans overwritten. I'm gonna take a shower after this, guys. Greatest fans overwritten. There we go. Yo, Ivan, show us on feed. No, guys, man. Like, you're purchasing my book. I don't want to spoil the story for you, man. You guys now know who the spies are, as you guys read. Well, you have an idea who the spies are. I mean, you have an idea of why Tackers is on the dungeon too. So I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna explain it. You guys can get your information from what you read, the gist of what you read, obviously. Alright, your book is sick. My book is sick, man. It's a masterpiece, man. It's an amazing story. Everything you show us, we're hooked, Ivan. I know. It's constant entertainment. You just you're hooked. You just keep turning the page. It's an amazing book. Your book is sick. I know. My book is sick. I'm saying. Ivan, how you do it, man? Like, you're such an amazing author, man. Everything you show us, we're entertained. I know. That book's a masterpiece, man. It's worth billions. It's a book worth billions, man. It's an amazing story. Ivan, are those scenes that you show us, are those one of your most entertaining scenes? They're not my most entertaining scenes, but they're up there. They're up there as one of my pretty entertaining scenes. Obviously, I did show you some of my big scenes in my book, but You know what I'm saying? There are other scenes I did not show you, obviously. I don't want to spoil the story for you. Sarah. See what I read in my book. Like with Queen Sarah and all that stuff, I didn't show you Latin Chaos. I didn't show you that. Yeah. 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 Take a shower after this. BJ's off, and I love your book. I know my book is sick. Sick book. Masterpiece, man. Oh, I even show us Volume 3. No, guys. I can't show you Volume 3. What I showed you guys, the first scene I showed you guys, that was Volume 1 before Cassius and them leave the walls to look for Tactius. And you guys read a bit of the end of that chapter when Tactius beat Sirius apart. We must go at once. That's that chapter. You guys read the scene before when Cassius is looking for Tactius, he can't find him, and then he leaves the walls to look for him, and then Tacitonius ends up leaving with him too, as you guys read, obviously. He's like, I want to help, you know what I'm saying? And then he's like, stubborn when you are, cousin. Your book is sick, I'm saying, I know. That's Volume 1. And the other scene, that's the Tactius are going chapter when Tactius is in the dungeon. That's Volume 2. So I showed you a bit of snippets of Volume 1 and Volume 2, and that's it, guys. I don't want to show you more. I won't spoil the story for you. See what I mean when you read my book? That's it, guys. When I say that's it, I really mean it, man. That's it. I'm not showing you guys anymore. I don't want to spoil the story for you. See what I'm saying? I don't want to spoil any more of the story for you because I already showed you guys a lot of sneak peeks of my book. I don't want to spoil the story for you. See what I'm saying? Your book is sick, I know. Yeah, but I get a different feeling when I read your book. I know. It's fucking entertaining shit, man. It's a masterpiece, man. Praise God. This is Bird of the Rings, though. I know, please. Bird of the Rings. Bird of the Rings, man. Bird of the Rings. There we go. It's better than Lord of the Rings. And I put it on widescreen, so you guys should be able to see the. Hopefully, you guys saw the words well, because I put it on widescreen, right? So you should be able to read the words well. Obviously, because it was on widescreen, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Cassius really cares about Tactius. Yeah, he threatened the gatekeeper at the wall. He's like, "Tell me where he is, or I'll slit your throat." Because Cassius has an obsession with Tactius's and Tacitonius's too. Well, safety, obviously. Does Cassius love Tactius more than Tacitonius? Yeah, he does, because Tactius is the prince, but he loves Tacitonius too. Tacitonius is also his cousin. He loves both of them, honestly. He cares about both of them a lot. That's why he didn't want Tacitonius coming with him. But Tacitonius is like, I want to help. He's my cousin. I care about him just as much as you. He's like, fine, stubborn one you are. He's like, just stay right beside me. Yeah. And Tacitonius ends up leaving with Cassius and his 50 men. What did leave the walls? Yeah. Yeah. So Zara. Should this Tactius be the prince, the son of royal blood, better will be careful, sir. Your book is sick, I know. It's a sick book. Why do they say that? Why did Cornelius say that? Because look, man, even though I don't believe Tactius is the Prince of Xanus, if he really is innocent, we could be in big trouble if the Northerners find out we threw the prince in the dungeon. And that ties into the 2 chapters later when Tactius is furious with Job, obviously. They find out Tactius in the dungeon. Who the fuck do you guys think you are throwing my cousin in the dungeon? That leads the other team. You must be Eli. Yeah, and I won't tell you what happens after that. I won't spoil the story. See when we read the book. I won't spoil the story for you. Yeah. Your book is sick. My book is sick, man. It's a masterpiece, man. That's why the gates won't control it. Because it's the best fans ever written. It's constant entertainment when you read it, man. Yeah, your book is sick, man. No. Peter, alright, this is Lord of the Rings, though. I know he's Lord of the Rings, I'm saying. It's Lord of the Rings. Peter Ivan, I love your book. I know my book is sick, I'm saying. Your characters are jump on the page. It was so amazing. I know they're amazing, my characters. And that's it, guys. 0. I'm not showing you guys anymore. I lost full soul for you. That's it for my numero. So everything I showed you guys, were you guys impressed? Yeah, we're impressed. Your book is amazing, man. And like, every time you show us stuff, we're hooked. Even your scenes that are not as entertaining are entertaining enough to keep me hooked. Yeah. Even my scenes that are not as entertaining are entertaining enough to keep me hooked. Yeah. Sarah? Yeah. Yeah. He's Ivan. I love your book. I know my book is sick. It's an amazing book. Robin and John Cabby, yeah, I know. I now understand why the gatekeepers wanted to join the brand. Yes, because they know I'm a son of God and I have the keys. I can make my easy plays. They don't want me to have that kind of control. And they know it's better than Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and Dune and The Dark Knight. It's a better IP than all those IPs. Don't hate them saying, yeah, don't hate me guys. I'm saying, yeah, it's a better IP than all those IPs. Masterpiece, man. Xanus is a masterpiece. Here they go. It's a masterpiece. Yo, everything you showed me, I'm hooked, man. You know what I'm saying? Your last scene in the end of Volume 2 was not as entertaining as some of your other scenes I have, but it's still entertaining enough to keep me hooked during the basic, yes. My scenes are not my non-big scenes are not as entertaining as the other big scenes, obviously, like I showed you today. The scenes I showed you today are pretty big scenes in my book. Not really big scenes, they're pretty big scenes in my book. But they're still entertaining enough to keep you hooked and turn the page. That's my point, right? That's why my book is constant entertainment. When you read it, you're hooked and you're having a blast, and you can turn the page and binge it for hours. It's a book you can binge for hours. It's a fucking masterpiece, man. Yeah, man, you just keep turning the page and you're just hooked reading the page. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, I'm saying, yeah. So your book's amazing. Yeah, my book is so good that all the fantasy Reddit fans, Lord of the Rings Reddit fans who love reading, book nerds who love reading fantasy books, once they read my book, every other fantasy book that comes out is a little bit of a letdown. Yeah, these books are good, but they're not Ivan's book. I don't get the same feeling in these books that I do Ivan's. But yeah, it's a different. You get a different feeling with my book because I have the heavenly gift. My book is not normal. It's unique, obviously, because I have the unique heavenly gift. These guys may be amazing authors, but they don't have the heavenly gift. They have the earthly gift. That's why their book is amazing, but it feels more normal and dry. Whereas my book, the characters jump on a page and it feels more, they come alive on the page. So I'm saying, I know, you know what I'm saying, yeah. It's a masterpiece of Xanus. It's a masterpiece, yeah, man. Masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. Yeah. Yeah. Why? If the Southerns are, if the Northerns are forbidden to leave the wall, how does Takis leave the walls? Well, I don't want to spoil a story for you. You have to read the scene before the scene I showed you. I almost spoil so you'll see what happens when you read the scene. I almost spoil so for you. And you'll find out why he leaves the walls with the big scene and the climax scene 20 years later when you read it. I almost spoil so for you. But you did get a bit of clues when you read that passage. I almost spoil so for you, some center. There's a big scene 20 years later that I did not show you because I don't want to spoil so for you. There's the big scene in 20 years later. I didn't show you that. It's a scene right before the scene you guys just read, before the castles leave the walls. Scene right before that, but I didn't show you that because I don't want to spoil so for you, man. Sorry. Well, so that scene you showed us, which was fucking entertaining, there was a big climax scene before that. Yeah, there's a big like 2-3 page scene before that. A big climactic scene before that. I didn't show you. I don't want to spoil so for you. That's why my book is a masterpiece and it's an entertaining ride of a lifetime. When you read it, you're constantly hooked turning the page. It's a masterpiece, man. And now you guys understand why you say when I was been bragging for years how I was better than Lord of the Rings and Way of Kings and Game of Thrones. Yeah, man, it's better than all those books, man. Oh, Hamza, yeah. It's better than all those books. Here we go. Some Sarah. Amen. It's better than all those books. Right, your characters are on the page. Then Cassie, stubborn one you are, cousin. I'm saying whatever he said. Yeah, your book is sick. I know. The characters just come alive on the page. Oh, yeah, they come alive on the page. That's why it's so entertaining. The character work is amazing in my book, and the story is a masterpiece. And it's so fresh and refreshing and entertaining. You don't get the dry feel from my book when you read it. No, you get this fresh feeling. It feels like life has. Yeah, your book when I read it, it feels like life hasn't breathed into the page. These other books. They're amazing, but they feel more dry. It doesn't feel like life hasn't breathed into the characters in the story. Whereas your book, you get that feeling whereby life hasn't breathed into the page and the characters. That's why it's so entertaining. It's a masterpiece, obviously. Chris will be calling my book the perfect fantasy novel, entertainment ride of a lifetime, epic horror fantasy adventure, popcorn fantasy, a page turner, page hook, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. An unbeatable masterpiece, an entertaining masterpiece. Like, it's crazy. All these raving reviews from the critics behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, though, I didn't sell the gatekeepers. So no one will be talking about my book in the public eye. Behind the scenes, the book critics are going to be raving with my book, man. Yeah. Ivan's a best-selling author. His book is #1 on the charts. And Xanus will beat out Harry Potter, guys. In copies sold, and what? Oh, J. Rowling, I'm saying, and what? And Ivan's a fucking genius, man. He's a king of fantasy. I'm gonna be crowned the king of fantasy when the world reads my book, man. Because it's the greatest fantasy novel written. Because yeah, Ivan, what you showed me, man, I'm impressed, man. That's better than Lord of the Rings, Ivan. I enjoyed your book more than the one I read, Lord of the Rings, Ivan. I know, Peter. It's better than Lord of the Rings. Sorry. Yeah. Ivan, is there one boring chapter in your book? No. I'm not lying, guys. There's not one boring chapter in my book. All my chapters are entertaining reads. Because I have the gift, obviously. Whereas most of these best-selling fantasy books, obviously, they do have quite a bit of boring chapters in the book. They have a lot of good ones, and they have some okay ones, and they have some boring ones. My book, there's not one boring chapter. They're all entertaining chapters. There are better ones than other ones. There are weaker ones than other ones. Like Landing Chaos, I showed you guys like 2 days ago, whatever it is. 3 days ago, whatever it is. That's one of my weakest chapters for me personally in my book. And you guys were so entertained when you read the Eretat scene, right? It reeks of human weakness. Yeah. Ivan, that's one of my weakest chapters. In my opinion, some people might like it more than others. But for me personally, Land and Chaos is probably one of my weakest chapters because that chapter I had major writer's block. I struggled a little with that chapter, but I was still able to pull it off and write an amazing chapter about the politics in Xanus and the politics in Barack, obviously, with Eretat and the Wolves. Some siren? Yeah. You know, I mean, everything you show us, I'm hooked. I know. You're hooked turning the page, man. Because I'm a genius. I know how to control your mind and keep you hooked. Because I have the heavenly gift. Yeah, you do. You know how do you do it, man? You know how to control our mind and keep us hooked, man. With the flow of your dialogue, your prose. You have such beautiful prose, like I know. You're a beautiful writer, I know. Beautiful storyteller. I'm not that great of a writer, but I'm an amazing storyteller. My writing is not the greatest, obviously, but I'm an amazing storyteller. Amazing storyteller. Yeah, I'm an amazing storyteller, man. Ivan, please show us Volume 3. No, guys, I don't want to spoil Sophie, man. You'll see what I mean when you purchase my book. Okay? I'm not showing you Volume 3. Ivan, what you showed us today was that Volume 1 and 2. Yeah. The scene when Cassius is about to leave the walls and he threatens the gatekeeper. I'll slit your throat, right? Start with when you were a cousin, I'm saying. That's volume 1. And the other scene when they talk about Tacius' sword and we may not know who he is. If Tacius is a prince and son of Orwell, I'm not saying as a where we be careful, sir. And the scene when Mary and Ela and Cornelius are talking, she's like, that cannot be. Why would a northern come here? Like that perplexes me. No, you do. Yeah, they always get that reaction. They just can't believe that Tacius is a prince. That's volume 2. Tacius or Colonius, that's that chapter. The Tell Me chapter. Yeah, that's that chapter, which is arguably the best one in volume 2, you can argue. Or you can argue Exodus of Saphius is what I just showed you in the end. I know Cassius, that's Exodus of Saphius. Or you can argue the Lithia chapter is the best one, when Tacius meets Lithia. Grow some balls, Papyri, that's the Lithia chapter, the first chapter of volume 2. So yeah, those are my 3 favorite chapters of volume 2, but it's tough for me to choose between the 3 because they're all really good. But I mean, Tacius of Colonius is a shorter chapter, but it's very entertaining. Lithia is a very entertaining chapter too, and Exodus of Saphius is very entertaining too, as you guys read at the end of volume 2, right? Exodus of Saphius is the last chapter of volume 2, which leads into the real shit in volume 3. I won't spoil story for you, so Sarah. Yeah. Alright, your book is sick. I know my book is sick, man. It's a book worth billions, guys. It's a sick book, man. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I have the scene when Eratat says, we shall march to the land of Saphius and kill the humans. Yeah, picture something. Remember the scene when Saruman, you know what I'm saying? He's like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, we can bring the wall down, you know what I'm saying? And Wormtongue was talking about Aragon's ring. Obviously. The ring, obviously. He's Isildur's heir, right? And then Saruman is like, you shall march to the lands of Helm's Deep. You know what I'm saying? Leave none alive. Yeah, picture something like that for the Eratat scene in that scene I showed you. When he's like, they'll march to the land of Saphius and kill the humans. Instead, picture an army double that size in Barak. And Eratat yells, we shall march to the land of Saphius and kill the humans. But I might make a few changes in the movie. Like in the book, Eratat just keeps walking and he cries out, and all the army's ready and they march. In the movie, I might do a thing where Eratat, like he's standing and he's talking to the army. Peter's out. We can make that change. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with making minor changes, but just don't make drastic changes, Peter. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, I was just saying, you want something like Saruman and My Two Towers? Yeah, Peter, something like that. It's a bit different from the book. We can make that change. Yeah, we can make that change. All right, man. This is Lord of the Rings. All right, I know Peter. This is Lord of the Rings. All right, I know Peter. All right, man. Imagine all those demonic beings. And Eratat says we're gonna march the land of Saphius and kill the humans. I man, the world's gonna feel for you guys. I know, Peter. They're devils like that, man. He's like, holy shit, man. This is Lord of the Rings. All right, I know he's Lord of the Rings, man. It's Lord of the Rings. There you go. It's Lord of the Rings, man. Yeah, man. Lord of the Rings. Yeah, man. Take a shower for this, guys. I didn't shower yet. Take a shower. That's what it gives people joy about I because they know your brand's money, man. It's money. Xanus is money. It's a great story ever told. Yeah, man. But I have the keys, the brand's mine, you're not touching it. There you go. It's my money, not yours. It's for me, VJ, it's not for you. There you go. 25 billion off the books for me, VJ, it's not for you, you're not touching it. There you go. You make your trillions every year around the world, that money's mine. There you go, don't hate him, yeah. Because I'm sick and tired of being the poor Ivan who has no money, man. Making minimum wage and while you make your choices, you think I'm gonna let you take my money? You're crazy, man. You make all that money and you think I'm gonna let you take my money? You're crazy. The billions are supposed for me, BJ. It's not for you. Oh, and yeah, it's for me and my wife. It's not for you. There you go. It's me and BJ's money. It's not yours. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Ivan, I was sick with Joe. I'm saying so. You're the one who requested Cornelius to spy on attackers and the others. Yeah, I wonder what Lithia will think of you, Mary. And that leads into a big scene in that chapter with Lithia. I don't want to spoil the story for you. There's another big scene I didn't show. I won't spoil the story for you. See what I mean? I won't spoil the story for you. Obviously. Job was like, something tells me that Tactius is telling the truth. Job is pretty convinced, but even he's not convinced, obviously. He's not convinced. They just can't believe it. As Mary is like, what on earth is going on? I heard the bell. And they meet in secret in the stable, obviously. And Job eavesdropped on them. And I have to say, your book is sick, I know. Obviously, with Cornelius and Mary, I almost told Sophie there, yeah. She's like, that cannot be, yeah. You notice how you always get the reaction, that cannot be, that cannot be. And they say, like, roses and tulips, flowers. All right, that's beautiful written, yeah. When they're shocked, like, they use those terms like roses and tulips, flowers. You know, I said, yeah, they have a unique way of talking to the Southlands, obviously, right? In my world, your story is amazing. I know it's a masterpiece, man. Constant entertainment, you're on the edge of your seat, hooked reading it. It's an amazing story. Yeah. The Answer Colonials will be some people's best chapter in Volume 2. You can argue it is the best chapter because it's just constant drama. But it's short. It's not that long of a chapter to tell me, Father, what's wrong. We can also argue Access of Savius is the best one when you must be Eli. Job, I take you out of horse again, that's that chapter. Or you can argue Lithia chapter is the best one when girls some balls with power, and how am I supposed to train you? Yeah, that chapter's sick too, entertaining too. You misjudged my horse. That's the entertaining chapter too. That's why it's a back and forth. It's tough to choose your favorite chapters in my book because all the chapters are so entertaining. They're so good, obviously. But I know Captured and Land and Chaos are the two worst ones of Volume 2. Yeah, but I even like what you show us with Erita, that's fucking entertaining shit. Yeah, it is, but it's not my favorite chapter in Volume 2. Land and Chaos is arguably my worst one, or the Captured one. The Captured one is like, I'm saying? You are in my domain, my territory. So how dare you come here? What do you take me for, a fool? I know that you and your men came here looking for someone special. I know nothing of what you speak. That's that chapter. You know what I'm saying? This must be Galactic, the great force. Yes, must be. And the Horde values the Archy, full of darkness already emanating. You can't fight them all, Cassius. That's that chapter, the Capture chapter. That chapter's short. That chapter and Land and Chaos are probably my two worst ones, if you can argue. But some people might even like it the best. It just depends how the art hits you, man. Art hits everyone in ways. Oh, your book is sick, I know. Your hair is on a page. I know my book is sick, man. Masterpiece, man. I'm saying almost under, guys. Talk for an hour again, I'm done. Yo, I mean, Cassius has a love. Oh yeah, Cassius has a love. He has a great love for Tactius, and that's Tacitonius too. He loves both his cousins very much. He loves Tactius a bit more because Tactius is special. He's a prince. Well, no, he loves both of them just as much, obviously. But I mean, yeah, when he was so he cares so much about Tactius that he even threatened the gatekeeper at the wall. Man, he's like, "I'll slit your throat if you don't tell me where he is." And Queen Sarah's like, "Cassius, calm down," because Cassius has an obsession for Tactius and Tacitonius' well-being. And when Tacitonius came along and he says, "I want to come with you," he's like, "No, man, I don't want to lose you, cousin. You're not ready." He's like, I'm ready to face my trials." He's like, "Stubborn one you are, cousin. Okay, fine, come with me, but just make sure you stay close to me." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, your book is sick. My book is sick. I was like, "This is Lord of the Rings." I know, he's Lord of the Rings. It's Lord of the Rings. This is Lord of the Rings. I know, he's Lord of the Rings. It's more entertaining Lord of the Rings. I know, it's more entertaining than Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Yeah. Will we just be shocked? Yeah, she will. When I meet her in Los Angeles, she's like, "Ivan, like, can I ask you something?" I'm like, "Well, Ivan, did you really write The Last of Us on your own, Ivan? Did you really write that book?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did, sweetie." She's like, "Holy shit, Ivan, that's a masterpiece, man. That's the greatest fantasy I've ever read in my life. That's the greatest book I ever read in my life, Ivan." Yeah, Ivan, you have the heavenly gift. That's why your book is amazing. Yeah, BJ, God gave us a heavenly gift. That's why we're talented, we're gifted, obviously. Yeah, I see what you're saying. If you turn this into a movie, you're looking at the greatest movie just remained, even better than Lord of the Rings, Ivan, and Game of Thrones. I know. Looking at a better IP than even Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings. Xanus will be a better movie than Game of Thrones. It'll be a better what movie than Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. Be better than Dune 2, The Dark Knight. Be better than Star Wars originals. You guys remember, you know what I'm talking about. What? Yeah, man. Alright, if you put $3 billion towards the three movies, you're looking at amazing. You're looking at something better than Lord of the Rings. I know, BJ. And VJ, when we go to Vancouver, we make the plans for all the stuff. I need you. I want to take notes on you. Help me out. I'll help you, sweetie. Yeah, I say you're fucking ass, VJ. I need you to help me, man. And VJ sits right next to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'll buy a MacBook, and we take like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 pages worth of notes we go over the book. We take notes, stuff we should add to the movie to make it more interesting, and that kind of stuff. We take the pictures, screenshots of the pictures of what I'm thinking of for the demonic characters. That way, when I do the meeting with John Halley and Peter and all them, get them on Toro, I tell them my idea for the demonic terrors. Okay, Ivan, you want them 3 times scarier than this? Yeah, push it to the limit, guys. Okay, Ivan. You want them devils and demons? That way the people feel for you? Yeah. And Peter's like, Ivan, you're looking at a match, man. This is going to be better than my Lord of the Rings, Ivan. No, Peter's better than Lord of the Rings. Masterpiece, man. Come on. It's an amazing story. Masterpiece. Almost on it, guys. It's a masterpiece, man. Ivan, you going to swim today? No, I'm not. Or maybe I should. I don't know. It's like 3:30 right now. I could go swimming. No, it's like 4 o'clock. I don't have time. Closes at 4:50. I don't have enough time. I'll just skip today. I'll go tomorrow. Before I pick up my. I'm gonna go swimming tomorrow. Then after I go swimming, I'm gonna go pick up my check at Dindy's, and then yeah, obviously tomorrow, $200 check. I'll get about $200 at Dindy's. Get my $20 tip, and yeah. So Eli thinks Takis is imposter. Yes, he believes Takis is imposter, even though Takis has a lot of evidence that he is a Princess Ains. Eli doesn't believe it. Sal doesn't believe it. He's an imposter. maybe the sword went missing and he got a hold of it, and yeah, obviously the Solomons just can't believe that this man's a Princess Ace, as you guys read, right? And that's why Cornelius had a bit of fear. Look, man, even though we don't believe Tachus is a Princess Ace, if he is a Princess Ace, we have to be careful. That leads into the 2 chapters later with Cassius and Antonius when they talk to Job. I mean, that's funny. I'm saying they're all friends right there. Some people are like, "Oh, what about Cassius?" I know, sick. It's so funny. I laugh every time I read that scene. It's so funny. I mean, that's funny. I know. Job, I take it. Yeah, if he was being sarcastic. Yeah, Job, I take it you had our horses taken care of. Yes, they're well fed. There's a reason that. And what about that? Your book is every day. It's sick. I know my book is so sick. It's a masterpiece, man. Yeah, man, it's a great story told, man. You'll see what I mean, guys, when you read my book, man. The masterpiece, man. Yeah, so far I showed you guys the end of 3 chapters in my book. I showed you the end of Axis of Saphius, the end of 22 Years Later. I showed you the end of like four of my chapters in my book, man. Latin Chaos, I showed you the ending of that. Axis of Saphius. I showed you the end of Tax Colonius. This horse is thirsty. I showed you the end of 22 Years Later too. So 4 chapters in my book, I showed you the end. That's why I'm not showing you guys anymore, because I won't spoil more of the story for you. Oh, your book is amazing. I know it's a masterpiece, man. No, seriously, man, how do you do it, man? Like, when I read your book, I get a different feeling, man. It's just more entertaining. It's more unique. It's more fresh. It's more entertaining. How do you do it, Ivan? I have to have the gift, guys, that you guys don't have. Don't hate him, son. That's what's going to be the greatest novel ever written when you read it and you're looking at the greatest images ever made. Don't hate him, son. Hey, it was really guys who guys on the show. I hope you guys are entertained by what I showed you from my book. This is Iron Man. I'm signing off. Peace. Don't hate me, guys. Peace out. Hope you guys enjoyed this show.